What is going on YouTube? Another video coming at you from the Washington Football Report. This is JD. Diving into this, just gonna go over some random topics, some things that have been going on. So this is I'm gonna show you some pictures of some concept ideas for our new logo for whatever our team name is. Some news came out yesterday. The Cleveland Indians are now the Cleveland Guardians, and there's like a split. There's like split mindsets in the fan base here, and I kind of want to go over both mindsets. One mindset is how come Cleveland can get a team name and get it changed like overnight, but Washington's we're over a year into this, we still don't have a team name. That's one school of thought. So people are griping that the Cleveland Indians are now the Cleveland Guardians, and they changed that like literally overnight. And then there's another school of thought where people are like, you know what, the Cleveland Guardians is not the greatest name in the world. I'm glad our team's taking their time to find a good team name and market it well and yada yada yada. Because really the announce of the Guardian name, and I'm not going to show a logo of it. I guess I could have, but I'm not going to show it. The Guardian name is very generic. I mean, there's already an XFL team called the Guardians. So it's not really that great, but there's also there's a couple Native American organizations that are saying that it's too close to Indians because the way Guardians ends and how it's spelled, and Indians. If you don't know the history of the Guardians name, there's actually, as you go into Cleveland, there's these huge giant statue things, and they're I don't know what they're called, but that's what they're based on. If you look at the statue on the hat, there's like wings on the hat. And those are the wings that are on the helmet for the Cleveland Guardians. So, what school of thought am I? Well, as much as I would love to have a team name, so if we had a good team name and switched it, I'd want it done quick. Like, for example, if Jason Wright right now knows definitively, hey, we're gonna be the Washington Red Wolves, but he's waiting for like 3 or 4 or for another 6 to 8 months just to tell us, that's just stupid. I'm sorry. Just let us know. If you're not going to change it officially, officially change it until next year, that's perfectly fine. I get why you might want to do that. But also think that the other part of that is I want to make sure they get everything legally done. I don't think the Cleveland Indians / Guardians did not have a situation like Washington where there was rumors about all these corporations wanting to force them to change it. Then they had like a 3-month period where Dan Snyder and the Washington organization was like, let's screw you, we're not changing it, just fighting it. Where a guy could squat on all the name possibilities that people were discussing. And then we're like, well, okay, fine, we'll change it. And then all the names are gone. I don't think the Cleveland Indians had that issue. I think the Cleveland Indians, kind of just said like, you know what, we're going to think about our name, and that was it. And they probably got like a whole bunch of patents on a bunch of names, and they kind of just narrowed it down that way. They did it the reverse way of Washington. Washington fought a tooth and nail, and because it did that, you had some people trying to get rich quick, and they bought up a lot of names, a lot of the good ones. And it's kind of a good thing that didn't rush though, because if they'd gone with the Warriors, there'd be some backlash because Warriors still has Native American connotations, which Jason Wright's already gone over that. But a lot of people thought that, and that's actually what Dan Snyder owned that literally like 2 months before all this stuff about the name change started happening. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I would say my school of thought, I see both sides. I want a team name. I don't like being called the Washington Football Team, because guess what, the Cleveland baseball team would sound very freaking stupid. Okay. It would sound extremely freaking stupid, okay? But also, I don't think Guardians is that great. I think it's it's okay. I mean, it'll grow on people. I mean, the Oklahoma City Thunder, that one grew on people. So that was a newer franchise that they've had recently in the world. So I just don't think. I mean, yeah, I'm like torn here because I wish we had a team name. I would love to know that. The thing is, like I said, if Jason Wright knows, I wish he'd just tell us, and then we can change the name next year officially, like all the logos and stuff. Officially. He can start selling a jersey. I know why they do it. One, they were going to do it because they have a lot of Washington football gear right now. They want to sell it all. If they don't sell it all, they gotta sell. They gotta sell it back to. They gotta either just get rid of it, or they have to keep it for something or whatever, or sell it discounted. So they want to sell all the merchandise they have. They've already committed to jerseys, already committed to everything. That's one reason why it's money. So you have that is the reason why they're not going to change it right away. They're going to go through the whole season. They're going to have a lot of stuff that they're going to have to sell, get rid of, whatever case may be, and move in the new logo, new name, and whatever. So that's probably one reason why they're not buying or like doing that. They're not going to announce it until after the season, where people buy jerseys and everything, because they can't just stop one jersey in the middle of the season and start creating others. Even though they did that with the Redskin name, right after the season they just stopped doing it, whatever. But that's probably part of it as well. But basically what I'm getting down to is there's two schools of thought. One wants a team right away. One is okay with the long drawn out process. I don't think it's that Washington didn't want to pick a team right away. I think it's just how Washington handled it. Dan Snyder, as usual. I mean, he's been better. The last year has probably been his best year as an owner. The way he's been handling things as of the last year, like literally from like a year ago today, he's probably been handling things a lot better than he has ever handled things in the past. And right now, and a year ago today, he had to respond, or he basically was trying to recover from himself, like losing his Washington Warriors name, which I don't like it, but it would have been an option he would have gone with probably. He also didn't buy up other team name possibilities. That way there was a vetting process where they would pick one, so on and so forth. So it's just Dan's way of handling it, and that's why we're in the situation we're in. Cleveland proactively got ahead of this and changed the name, and they changed it in the middle of the season, actually. Or they're going to change it at the end of the season. I don't know how they're doing it. But that's what's going on right now with the name. And like I said, Guardians, it's not horrible. It could definitely be worse. It's not great, but it could definitely be worse. Not being a hater. If you're a Cleveland fan, more power to you. You got your new team name. You can buy new gear, whatever. That's what I told my wife, like, we're going down to the Washington game in the home opener. Me and my wife are. My wife and my daughter. We're stopping at shops there and buying Washington gear. Can't get Washington gear anywhere near here. It's like in Pittsburgh, you're not going to get nothing. But Pittsburgh, you might get the Eagles once in a while. And hell, you might even get Brown stuff for some reason. We get Browns, who's a rival. I mean, that's like selling Dallas Cowboy stuff in the middle of... Dallas Cowboy stuff sold everywhere. But we're getting... I don't want any, like, Washington, like, football, like, gear. Like, jerseys, hats. I don't want any more of those things. I might get, like, a cup or something. Like, we're going to probably go shop at Five Below and rate it. That's what I do every time I go down to a game. I just go Five Below and buy some stuff, whether it's for my blanket for my daughter, a fleece blanket, or whatever case may be. I'm going to buy some stuff. But I really don't want to buy anything, like, big and, like, expensive until the new name comes out. Like, on the front of my car, like right now, I'm driving to work, is a Washington Redskins #1 fan license plate that I've had for over a decade. It's gone from one car to another, and I've just either, when I lived in Maryland, you have to have a license plate on the front and back of your car. In Pennsylvania, and like every other state in the union, you don't, but Maryland requires that. So I've had that on, or like in some way, shape, or form attached to my car, for over like a decade. I got it. It was a gift from a roommate in college for my birthday, and it was the coolest thing ever. And I've hung on to it. I'm not getting another one until they have a team name, and I'll replace it, and then I'll go forward with that. And then the one I have is like faded. It looks like it's purple. It actually looks like a Ravens thing, to be honest with you, because it's faded purple. But yeah, man, I'm rambling. The sum up here is it's two schools of thought. Either you get the name right away and just move on. The other one's like, take your time, pick a name, make sure it's good, make sure you don't have to, like, any backlash. You're going to have backlash either way. There are already people complaining that the name sucks. There's actually already Native American organizations complain about the name. I say it too closely resembles Indians because it ends in D-I-A-N-S. So, Indians, Guardians. So, because it ends the same, apparently it's the same word. I don't know. It's people going to be butthurt over everything. No one's going to be happy. We're going to get our new logo, whatever it is, and there will be people, maybe even me, that are going to bitch and complain about it. I mean, I'm not happy about the Redskin name change. I've been very clear about that, but I can sit here and and stew about it and be like and seethe about it, or I can just move on and kind of embrace the future. And I've chosen to do that. I just chose to do that for my sanity, for my wife's sanity, so on and so forth. So, okay, this is about to go off. And next picture. So there's been some. This is what I want to show. There's been some logo concept art for Washington Red Wolves, or maybe even the Wolf Pack. I wouldn't be mad if we were called the Wolf Pack, but I don't know. HTTW doesn't roll off the tongue as well as HTTR. So this is one. I actually just got this like this morning. Here's another one. I've seen a bunch of these. If you've seen my channel, you've seen a bunch. So one of the top right corners is intriguing to me. I will be honest. I am a proponent. I love the burgundy and gold colors, but I am a proponent of switching out the white with the black and going black, burgundy, and gold. I think they're more aggressive. I think it's like fierce. I don't know. I think that. I don't know. I don't think you want to look pretty when you're out. I think white's too much of a pretty color to me. Okay, I want to get the black color in there. I want the black, burgundy, and gold on our jerseys. That's what I want our main colors to be. I wish that would be the only change in color scheme I would add. Okay, there's one team logo or team name that I've said before that if we change it to that, we have to go red, white, and blue. But I'm not getting into that in this video. I do not want to upset people. There's Washington Renegades, one that people have been like talking about. I'm sorry, Renegades is not a good team mascot. I'm just being honest with you, it's not. Okay, Renegades means like it's like a traitor, someone who like betrays like a country, or an ideal, or a group. Okay, I don't like that. I mean, the logo looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, it's not horrible, but that does keep with HTTR, so that would satisfy that aspect. But I still don't think that's the case. I'll get to that here in a minute. So there's another one. So if you've ever seen the movie, has anyone ever seen the movie Replacements? Replacements is actually about I think it's 1987 or 1986. It's one of the two. The Scabs, the Washington Scabs, where the NFL Players Association had a lockout. All the players basically went on strike, and all the teams had a way of handling this. They hired CFL teams to come in and play for them, semi-pro teams. Washington, coached by Joe Gibbs, brought in players that have had special individual skills, and Joe Gibbs managed them and made them a very good team. And then the whole climax of that story is the Dallas Cowboys all came back. A whole professional football team all came back, and Washington pecker smacked them. It's the nicest way to put it, but Washington just flat out pecker smacked them. And it proves that in football, it doesn't matter if you're more talented. Team unity, playing together, playing as one is a lot more important than being the bigger, more athletic team of individuals. It's better to be a cohesive unit than it is to be a 22 individuals just in the same jersey. But in that movie, the team name was called the Washington Sentinels. So there's an option where people are thinking about the Washington Sentinels. And I don't hate the Washington Sentinels. Don't get me wrong. I still would just pick Red Wolves and call it a day. I don't hate the Washington Sentinels. It's not horrible, but I do like the logo. If our mascot, I would rather just not have this W looking thing. I'd rather have just one of those on the helmet. I wouldn't mind Washington Spartans if we're gonna go that route too, but we'll see. Any others that I have? Oh, Red Wolves. That's a good one. There's another Red Wolves concept. They're not going to do brown. It would be yellow. The wolf would be yellow in that. They're not going to go brown. They're not going to go burgundy, gold, and brown. That's just horrible. Washington Riders. That does not look good to me at all. I'll get to that here in a minute. All these things. Okay, so that's okay. So I'll jump on this one. So Colin Cowherd did a prediction video for what he thinks, how he thinks the NFC East is going to play out, and he has Washington at 10-7, Dallas at 9-8. Giants at 8-9, and Eagles at 4-13. And I'm very surprised because I rarely agree with Colin Cowherd when it comes to his opinions of Washington football team. He always has negative opinions. He's from Washington State, so he's West Coast, and he usually never has insightful opinions about a lot of East Coast teams. But this is one where I got to give credit. He legitimately, I don't want to say gave the Washington football credit, but he went over a lot of things that Washington's doing. He actually likes Fitzpatrick. He thinks the defense is going to do well. So there's a lot of things that are going to add up to that. Now that's his prediction, and I'm going to go to another one here in a minute. It's going to show like where someone predicted the entire season, every team, and it's going to be right there. And I gotta say, I got some problems with this. Dallas is not going 10-7. Dallas can't stop me from scoring. Okay, Dallas is not going to stop me from scoring. 1, 2. Washington's not winning one more game than they did yet last year. I don't care if they have a tougher schedule. They're a better team. Let's just look at semantically. Our defense is better than it was last year. We got Matt Ioannidis back. We got Jamin Davis at linebacker, so we have a better linebacking core. We already have a deeper off defensive line. Okay, we added Jackson. We've added safeties, and we have a handful of rookies that have been made some huge noise in camp. So automatically, our defense, which was already good, is better. Okay, that's the first thing. Second, our offense, which was garbage, which was like 31st in the league, second worst in the league. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a huge upgrade over Alex Smith. Okay, now I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be 2 seconds of fairness here. I think Alex Smith could have done very well with the talent we have right now. I really do believe that. I'm not just saying that. I am an Alex Smith fan. Alex Smith had look at the Detroit game last year. He definitely was capable. The problem was he just wasn't healthy. But I do think with talent and weapons, Alex Smith could have done decently well with the weapons we have now. I just want to say that. I'm going to say it. I might get blasted for it, but I do really think Alex Smith could have done decently well in Washington if he played this year, if he was 100% healthy, no leg issue, with the weapons we have now. He would have done much better. The run game would have been better. The play action would have been better. He checked down a lot, yeah, but you got to understand that teams keyed on Terry McLaurin. It did a lot, and Terry McLaurin's a great player. He is. He's so good. Teams keyed on him, and he still got 1,100 passing or receiving yards last year. That's how good Terry McLaurin is. Okay? And the second best weapon receiving-wise that wasn't a tight end or a running back was Cam Sims. He didn't have Kelvin Harmon. We didn't have Antonio Gandy-Golden. We didn't have any of those guys. Cam Sims had to be our second best receiver. And I think Cam Sims did actually very well. And I'm very pleased with how he played. I really am. But he's not a number 2 receiver. He's not the second best receiver. If you're having him as second best receiver in the team, you have problems, which, kind of adds up to why Washington wasn't that great offensively last year. But I will say that as much as I like Alex Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick is an upgrade. And I think Taylor Heineke actually is an upgrade as well. Just based on the fact that, Alex Smith could not plant. I don't think he trusts his leg all the time either. But he did throw the ball. He did sling it. Go check the Detroit game out. He slung the ball around. He got 300 passing yards in that game, bringing us back into it, giving us a chance. So it's definitely a different animal now. Now Washington goes from having Terry McLaurin and the second best receiver to Cam Sims to now Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, Adam Humphries, and now pretty much our 5th best receiver is Cam Sims. And that's not even counting the fact that Kelvin Harmon may come back and be better than Cam Sims. Antonio Gandy-Golden's definitely in the mix to be a member of this team. You have Daxton Milne is a receiver out of BYU. So there's definitely a lot of possibility for massive improvement. You have John Bates at tight end, adding to the tight end. He's definitely an upgrade from Sprinkle. Our offensive line got even better, in my opinion. They drafted a good offensive lineman. They've signed a couple good offensive linemen. So and they traded for Eric Flowers to add depth to the offensive line. So there's a lot of things that Washington's done to improve. What has Dallas done to improve? I want to hear what Dallas has done to improve. Okay, even with Dak Prescott, they were 1-4 last year. Even with Dak Prescott, they were 1-4. Lost to a handful of teams that didn't make the playoffs. They were 1-4. What'd they add? They added a defensive coordinator. Woohoo. Okay, they did draft some guys, but I don't know how long those guys are going to be acclimated to be effective overall pieces of the defensive caulk that they have. The defensive players that they signed were bad. A lot of them come off like Achilles tears or ACL tears, Achilles ruptures or ACL tears. And offensively, what did they add? They added pretty much, I don't think they added anything on offense. Okay, they re-signed Dak Prescott. Woohoo. Okay, are they getting some guys back from injury? Sure, they are getting some guys back from injury. But Ezekiel Elliott proved last year he's not the guy. He's not the explosive running back that everyone thought he was. And I don't think they've improved that much. Washington was a 7-9 division winner, and there's vast improvements at almost every position group. Look at every position group. Offensive line, improved. Eric Flowers added to it. Got Brandon Sheriff signed for another year. Drafted Samuel Cosme. They signed Leno. They got rid of some dead weight. Morgan Moses, I don't think should have gotten rid of, but I don't like Morgan Moses, but I think he had a good year and he should have been just let go of that quickly. So there's definitely a school of thought there where the offensive line is definitely better. Quarterback upgrade. Running backs, I don't think he really upgraded. Other than that, maybe Gibson's healthy. They did add Jordan Patterson. They drafted him. I think that's slightly an upgrade when it comes to your depth, because he had a hellacious year last year in college football, a really good year. Receiver, definitely upgraded. Defensive line, it didn't really upgrade, but they they drafted 2 defensive end backups, and they get Matt Ioannidis back. And Matt Ioannidis is a very good player. If you don't think Matt Ioannidis is a player, you're high. That guy can play. That guy's a baller. Okay, and then we'll look linebacking core, Jamin Davis. Cornerback, we added 2. We drafted Benjamin St. Juste, and we signed Jackson. And then you look at corners, with safeties, we drafted a safety. We still have Cameron Curl. Landon Collins may be back from injury. He may play well. Or we go with Bobby McCain. Or we go with one of the guys who drafted, Forrester. So everywhere across the board, Washington has upgraded. What has Dallas done? Running back? No. Quarterback? Same quarterback. They just got him signed. But no, they didn't really upgrade a quarterback. Offensive line? Yeah, 2 guys are coming back healthy, but they're also a year older and they're coming off an injury. Okay, receiver? Didn't upgrade there. Tight end? Didn't upgrade there. Defensive line? Didn't upgrade there. Linebacking core? I'd say they upgraded the linebacking core. They drafted 2 good linebackers. They drafted Jabril Cox, and they drafted the kid out of Micah Parsons out of Penn State. So you can say they upgraded there. Cornerbacks and secondary, a lot of guys there coming off Achilles tears that they got, so they didn't really upgrade there. They did upgrade a coach, I'll give them that. But if you look at upgrades, Washington's upgraded way more than Dallas. Giants, what did they upgrade at? Okay, Giants have upgraded a little bit. They still have the same quarterbacks, not really an upgrade there. Saquon Barkley comes back. You don't know how he's going to be. He's not even going to start the season. He's not going to be ready to play by the time the season starts. He's already announced that. So how much of an upgrade is that? Receiving core, I'll give them the receiving core. They got some guys in receiving. They drafted Kadarius Toney. They got Kenny Galladay. They also got, what's his name? Is it John Ross? Is it Ross? I think that's what it is. They got him. The offensive line, did they improve? Not really. That's just a year older. Andrew Thomas may be better because he's a year older. That's possible. Defensive line, not really. They did draft a corner. That's not bad, but the corner they drafted, here's the thing about the corner they drafted. The corner they drafted was cut, and they signed him for more than what he would have been paid for when he was cut. That's what's weird about it. So I don't think Dallas is superly Giants have upgraded, and the Eagles, don't get me started. The Eagles did add a really good receiving weapon. I'll give them that, which will go very well with Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz and a couple of their other receiving weapons. But they're just scrambling right now. And yeah, there's a lot of things that are that the Eagles have to improve on. They're going to compete this year. But this doesn't make sense to me. No one can logically tell me that Washington isn't going to be that much better. And you don't know how Dak Prescott's going to come off that injury either. That's a huge injury. Okay, he broke his fibula. He broke his leg. And not quite as bad as Alex Smith's, but he broke his leg, man. And he's coming back from that injury. It's not going to be pretty. He may not be the same person. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. But I just think Washington's had too many upgrades compared to everyone else in their own division. So we'll see. I've run on for a while. This is almost a 25-minute video. I want to thank everyone for watching, and keep your ear to the grindstone. We're gonna have a lot more news coming out soon. Training camp is getting started. I'm excited. I will not be going to training camp. Not a good time to be doing that. It's summer. It's back to school time period. for me and my job over Xfinity now. So yeah, we're gonna get this done. Yeah, everyone, hail to the Redskins, and see you.